because Stevie could really do everything with one note, and he did that a lot in his solos to break up the density of what he was doing. Albert Collins would do that a lot too, and it's a nice way to land, get in sync with the rhythm section too when you're playing something. There's a live version of those two playing on Frosty, and whenever they're jamming together, there's a lot of really good clips on YouTube. But let's say we're in D and the feels like this. And Stevie's going that kind of thing. Collins was great like that too. So you can just whatever key you're in, make sure you can play the root, make the root sound good. I know it sounds simple, but to do it convincingly and have it sound really good is a huge thing, and it's a never-ending thing to work on. You can do it with all different kinds of rhythms. So say you're doing a blues like this. So we're using this one note on D. You can work on other little notes around it, but see if whatever you're playing, whatever key you're in, you can do it with quarter notes too, like. So if your feel's going like, whatever the bass is doing, or if it's walking, it works really well on up-tempo stuff too. So if it's a little faster, like. Sets up the next thing you're doing. It really gets momentum working through your solos too. So it's just making that one note, that root note, work for you, and really get that in the, it's a very hard thing to describe, but into the feeling of what you're doing. And there's a lot of emphasis, or there's a lot more pressure to be concise just doing one thing instead of just having whatever it is, that kind of shit. You're doing more nailing. Whatever you're doing, try to do things. See if you can make a blues happen with just using quarter notes or whole notes or half notes, longer phrasing ideas. Instead of thinking more like that shit, you're thinking more like. You should be able to take any lick that you really like to do and play it really slow as you possibly can. I used to take some licks I used to really like to do and see if I can. exaggerating it, but the more deeply that I would get into something slower, the more that when I play it faster, there's more feeling in it. As opposed to not feeling connected to what you're doing inside yourself or your ears or in the guitar. You know, your hands are supposed to be somehow connected to what you're hearing, what you're feeling, and force yourself to play everything slower as much as you can. I really think that's a huge thing to do. So we're just talking about the root. So let's talk about a different key. We'll talk about, I don't know, A. The great thing about the blues is you can play an A over all your 1, 4, 5. If I want to play this real fast to make a point with it, like that kind of thing. So that's bending into the root. Stevie got that probably from Albert King and made it his own, you know, when he put it in his phrasing, but do a lot with 3 notes. That's just A, C, and D, and bending up to E. So work on this with different fingers. I know it sounds simple, but really playing around off the root while all your chords are going by. Whether it's a long 1 chord or a short 1 chord, as far as the blues form goes, all these things work. And try to get it with just your fingers. Sometimes you can just pull up with your first finger on this note. Switch to pick if you want that. Find your A's everywhere. Pick. See what I mean? You can't keep always going all that shit. I mean, that's okay every now and then, but to my ears, to really lock in, it pays to hammer the root and really get it in there. I don't know, just an idea. Check it out, see if you get something out of it. There it is. Thanks for watching.